Good afternoon, everybody. It is meteorologist Ames Weather Forecast, and welcome back to the tropical update, guys. So, as you can tell, if you guys saw my community tab, I will be doing a triple upload today. This is gonna be the first one so far today, and as you can tell by the title, we're gonna be looking at two tropical storms now: Tropical Storm Erick and Tropical Storm Flossie. Yes, Flossie has formed to a tropical storm. And it's looking like these systems are going to get to major hurricanes. And we actually have a lot of new updates on the tracks, on the timing, and the cone. So before we get to the video, be sure to like the video so it lets me know that you guys like more videos like these. So whenever we have more disturbances, I'll do more videos like these when these come up. Also, be sure to share this video for anyone that you think will be in Hawaii for the next couple of weeks, just to let them know. And also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, if you like daily updates like these. But yeah, guys, let's get this video to 20 likes. I would really appreciate it. So if you guys want to know all the new updates on these two systems that can hit Hawaii, then I'll come right up. So as you can tell, we're going to be looking at the 5-day tropical weather outlook like always. And here we do have these two systems right here, Erick and Flossie, one after the other. It still reminds me of Maria and Jose in the Atlantic when they were right after each other and they turned into major hurricanes. But as you can tell, Erick is way farther in front and way closer to Hawaii. But Erick has turned to a tropical storm yesterday, and as you can tell, it's gotten a lot stronger now. It's at 60 knots already, which is 70 miles per hour. So it's gone a whole lot stronger now, and it can potentially become a hurricane any minute now. It can potentially become a hurricane, and maybe in 2 hours from now. So that's why I'm going to be doing a triple upload with this. I'm going to be doing a triple upload because I want to have it come out as soon as it becomes a hurricane. As you can tell, the minimal central pressure is 991 millibars. It dropped like 3 millibars ever since I checked an hour ago. It dropped like 3 millibars, which is incredibly impressive how fast it's showing to grow now, and it's getting a lot more organized, and Flossie is going to start getting organized too. So I think Erick now is looking like a bigger threat to Hawaii than Flossie now, because Flossie is looking like it can only make impact as a tropical storm, as an Erick is looking like it's getting stronger every single day. As you can tell, it's now moving 17 miles per hour to the west, so it has not really moved any faster or slower. Here we have Flossie at 50 miles per hour. It actually has gone a lot stronger today too, so it looks like we have this huge area with warm water. So that's what it's looking like. They're going into very, very warm waters because they've grown a lot faster than expected. 45 knots or 50 miles per hour, and minimal central pressure has dropped 3 millibars too. Now it's only 1,002 millibars, and it is starting to move a bit slower at 18 miles per hour to the west, because yesterday it was moving at 21 miles per hour. So now we're going to be looking at what Erick's looking like right now in the satellite imagery. As you can tell, it's finally getting its circular rotation now. It did get a bit unorganized last night, and then when I mean a bit unorganized, it kind of lost its circular formation, but now it's finally getting back. These clouds, these three little clouds are going to be meeting right here, which will basically finish the job of looking like a tropical storm. We do have a lot of vorticity. As you can tell, it is moving like this. It's moving to the west, and then it's going all around this area. So this is going to be the eye once it becomes a hurricane. We do have the outer bands. Let me actually switch colors here. We do have the outer bands surrounding it. We actually do have the most organized part of the storm into the northern part of the storm. As you can tell, in the southern part of the storm, it's very, very unorganized there. So if you split this tropical storm in half, the northern part, which is right here, is more organized than the southern part. I know that you're probably thinking, how can you split up a tropical storm from north to south? Well, you're actually going to see it very, very soon. Again, but as you can tell, the south and the northern part of the storm were very, very soon will become a one big system there. So that's when we can see it become a hurricane. Now we're gonna be looking at the cone and timing. As you can tell, the circle for tropical storm force winds has gotten a whole lot bigger, which is showing intensification, and it's showing most of the storm is now getting into a tropical storm. As you can tell, the cone for the next 1 to 3 days actually goes pretty far out because how fast moving it is. So the next 1 to 3 days, in the next 3 days from now, that's where we actually have to worry about when it gets very, very close. But as you can tell, it could get to a hurricane very, very soon from now, and very, very close to very close. So here's a hurricane symbol, and by 2 a.m. tomorrow, it's still going to be a hurricane. So that's showing how close it's going to be from now. It's possibly going to be in the next 3 hours at most, and then by Tuesday, it's going to be still going to be a hurricane. But look at this, 2 a.m. Wednesday, look at it's going to be a major hurricane, which is Category 3 or above. So that's why Erick is looking like it's going to be a bigger threat to Hawaii than Flossie for now, because it's getting a lot more intense. It's just basically intensifying a lot more. And then by Thursday, it's still going to be a hurricane. And then for the next 4 to 5 days, it looks like it could become a tropical storm. Erick again, right before landfall, or if it even makes landfall there. So again, it's just something we need to wait for. As you can tell, the models do still show it going south of the island, which is a relief for some areas in the Hawaii area. But it's not. It could most definitely change, because with the Barbara, right from contact to going like this, so it could go the opposite from this to this, but we just need to wait. It's still very, very far from landfall. It's gonna take another couple days, maybe 4 days to land, or when I mean landfall, I mean it's gonna take another 4 days for it to get close to Hawaii for landfall, if it even does. But this is the cone. Basically, all the models are agreeing that it's going to go just south of the island and then take a northwest turn as it goes past the island. Now we're going to be looking at the intensity guidance now. As you can tell, it's a very, very good chance of it getting to a major hurricane. Some models do show it staying at a tropical storm right here. Not even really going to happen there. They are so they're so sure it's going to become a Category 1 that they're showing it going right through Category 1 force winds. Not like this. It's going to go straight through Category 1 force winds. Some of the models do show it stopping at a Category 1, like the UK model, and also the CEM2. All those other models do show it stopping at Category 1, but then the other 50% of the models do show it getting to a Category 2, which is not only a Category 2, but a very, very strong Category 2. So we do have another 3 or 4 models do show it stopping at Category 2 with a moderate, not a very small Category 2, but a moderate to high Category 2. And then the other 6 models do show it getting to a major hurricane at Category 3. They're showing it getting to a very, very strong Category 3. So we never know. We might have another Category 4 possible. But again, we have about 4 models showing it and then going right down to a Category 1 just like that, because it's going to be going to some very, very cold water there. It's not going to take long to weaken though. But that's the intensity guidance for Tropical Storm Erick. So now we're going to be looking at the new Tropical Storm Flossie. It's actually getting a lot more tropical. It's getting more of a circular formation faster than Erick did. We are having these outer bands starting to surround it from the northern part of the storm there, and then we do have some cloud junction onto the east part of the storm that will, for once, start to make some outer bands based on if it even does. And then we are going to have it moving rapidly fast to the west. You can actually watch these outer bands get like a lot bigger as we go on. But here is the major part of Tropical Storm Flossie right here. It's not too organized yet. Again, it just became a tropical storm just a couple hours ago. But again, this is where it is right now. It is moving, again, 18 miles per hour to the west. So that's why it's moving incredibly fast. And the center right here, you can actually tell where the center is, because we can see where the most cloud junction is. That's where we're going to have the most of it there. The worst of the thunderstorms, the worst of the system until the eye forms, which will again kind of make it as a hurricane based on the rules of a hurricane, really. Now we're going to be looking at the cone and timing for Tropical Storm Flossie 2. As you can tell, the northern part of the storm does have the most tropical storm force winds, because the X is where it was. And as you can tell, the tropical storm force winds are more into the northern part of the storm. If you guys want to see what that looks like when it's most in the northern part of the storm, as you can tell, I guess it kind of does look like it is more organized into the northern part of the storm. It does somewhat look like there are stronger winds and more cloud cover into the northern part of the storm. But again, the cone and timing, this is again for the next 1 to 3 days. It is again moving a bit faster than Erick, so it's going to be getting to Hawaii very, very soon, actually. So again, it's going to stay as a tropical storm today, But look at this, 2 a.m. tomorrow, we can actually have Hurricane Flossie. So tomorrow we can have 2 hurricanes. And boy, did Flossie gain so much power very, very fast. Flossie wasn't even supposed to be a hurricane that soon. But look at it, caught up. It's actually going to be a hurricane just a couple hours after Erick does. So that's how fast it caught up there. 2 a.m. tomorrow, 2 p.m. tomorrow, we will be having Flossie stay as a hurricane. And then as we get to 2 a.m. Thursday, it is still going to be a hurricane. And then when we go to the next 4 to 5 days, it still shows it as a hurricane. We don't have that M for major hurricane yet, but I believe once it gets more to the ocean, the Central Pacific, it actually would. But again, if all the way to Saturday, it's still looking like a hurricane. Now we'll be looking at the cone and timing, or sorry, not the cone and timing, for the models. We can't really say anything yet because we don't see Hawaii here yet because it's so far back. But as you can tell, it's different than Erick because Flossie is making that northwest turn way earlier than Erick did. Erick's gonna do that northwest turn once it passes Erick, or once it passes Hawaii. So this is again why Flossie looks like it could make landfall. But again, Erick is looking like a lot stronger than Flossie for now, because Flossie might make impact as a tropical storm. But if Erick made contact, they would make contact as a Category 2. You're actually gonna see that when we look at the wind. But again, it is gonna potentially make that northwest turn a lot earlier, which is a threat for Hawaii. As long as it goes to a tropical storm, it's actually be better than a hurricane basically. But again, we can't really say a whole lot about these models yet. So now we're gonna be looking at the intensity guidance. So again, a lot of them, like many of the other, a lot of the models do show it staying at a tropical storm. Maybe I would say 30 or 25% of the models do show it staying like that. But the other 75 do show it going right through tropical storm force winds. It could again become a hurricane in the next 24 hours, which is what it's looking like. And then we could have a whole lot of models showing it getting to a Category 1. Not a whole lot of malls showing it stopping at a Category 1. Maybe I would say the 20% of the malls that get to Category 1 are stopping there. And then we have a good 6 or 7 models showing it getting to a Category 2. But when the models don't stop at Category 2, they actually stop at a Category 3. Because unlike Erick, the models don't stop when it gets to a Category 2. It goes like this. It actually goes all the way to Category 3 and then goes down. We do have 1 or 2 models that do show it stopping, but not right at the bottom of Category 2 force winds. And then we do have 3 models that show it getting to a Category 3. And we have a whole lot more models for Erick showing Category 3. So again, we're gonna have to go with Erick being a lot stronger right now. Again, it changed so fast. Flossie was actually supposed to be bigger and stronger, but it flipped now. So it can just change just like that. So that's why we have to wait for the models yet still. In the next 24 hours, we will have 60 knots right here for Erick. As you can tell, the center will be right here. And then here we do have Flossie starting to get a lot organized now. If we go all the way to the next couple hours there, all the way to the 31st of July, look how organized this thing is. Look how Erick's so much organized. Look at this, 97 knots here. A whole lot stronger compared to yesterday. Here we have the center. It's going to be going straight towards Hawaii based on this. And here we do have Flossie here again at a tropical storm. And again, it looks like it's going to take that southwest turn right before it's like that cold air is blocking it from touching the island. It's like a force field basically. All the hurricanes went from like that. Barbara missed it. Now it looks like Erick's going to miss it, but here we have Flossie. Flossie is not going to give up now. Flossie's at 78 knots now. It's intensified a whole lot now. It's going to be weakening to a tropical storm right before landfall. It's going to be making landfall at 57 knots, which actually could do a whole lot of damage still, especially with Erick bringing a lot of rain before Flossie to make landfall. So that's why I'm saying Erick looks like the bigger threat for now, because look at these winds up to possibly 97 knots there. And then we see Flossie make, since Flossie is going a bit more north than Erick, you can tell here's Flossie and then here's Erick. As you can tell, it's going to be going more into the northern part of the island. That's going to be going to cooler water. And now we're going to be finally looking at the radar very, very quickly. We will be looking at the radar. And here we do have Erick right here at 976 millibars heading straight for the island. But again, it's just like that air is just going to block it like a force field and just make it block. And then we do have Flossie right behind it at 987 millibars. Again, you're going to be seeing these millibars go a whole higher because of how it's going to be going some cold water, and then it's going to be making landfall at around 1,008 millibars. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Stay tuned for the next 2 uploads. And again, I'm going to have an upload right when Erick becomes a hurricane today. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye.